How's your boyfriend lucky to have you? You're your boss. What'd you think she was gonna do? Tell you she cheated?
You cannot out-train a bad diet.
Never believe everything a woman tells you. She will always leave something out. You're always broke because you spend your money on dumb every month. If you've only slept with 5 guys, then why was it so easy to
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to the 312th edition of TSR Primetime. I do apologize for the echo. I forgot to switch over the sound, as I often do with this soundboard. Let's get right into it. My guest tonight, of course, is Jonathan from Modern Life Dating, and tonight's topic, he is going to take us from point A to point Z in terms of how he became an expatriate. Jonathan now lives in Tokyo, Japan. He's been there. You've been in Japan for 3 years. For a total of 3 years, you've been in Tokyo for 2 years. And Jonathan is going to take us from start to finish in terms of how he, what made him decide to move to Japan all the way to where he is now. So I guess let's go ahead and just ask the first question here. Why did you decide to move to Japan? What about Japan attracted you to it?
Well, it was, first of all, thank you so much for having me on the show.
Oh, absolutely.
Again, awesome show, awesome talent. Glad to be part of it. So basically, they say, you are who you spend your time around. And I was in a circle of friends at home that they were very comfortable with just staying in their hometown. They were comfortable just staying where they live forever. And they were comfortable with everything in their life. I just had bigger dreams and bigger aspirations. I wanted to go out there and do something. And at the time, I was 26 years old. I was managing my uncle's property.
Okay.
I had my own little side business going on. I worked for a massive multi-billion-dollar company, Aon Hewitt. And everything looked good on paper, as it does in the blue pill world.
Of course.
And but coming from a situation where I grew up without a dad. I grew up without meeting my dad.
Okay.
The only thing I knew about my dad was he was a player.
So you had a little bit of red pill in you, huh?
Yeah, you can't run from it. When he was 41 years old, he went down to Trinidad and Tobago, and he picked up my 18-year-old mom on the beach.
Wow.
And, he got her pregnant and brought her back to the United States. But when I was born, in true alpha male fashion, he completely just dropped everything and just bounced, right? So when I was 15, I found out he died. Wow. I never met him, and I never will meet him. So as a man, that is a big mountain to overcome as your masculinity.
Sure. And
I wanted to know, how can I really overcome this hurdle of masculinity? So I started looking into rites of passage. In a rites of passage, back in the day, like the village, they would tell the young boy, you have to go into the woods, kill a wolf, and bring us back its fur, and then you'll be considered a man. We'll give you a wife, we'll give you a house, and you'll be a warrior in the village, and you'll be considered a man.
Right.
So, I decided I was going to make my own rite of passage, and I said, I want to go by myself to Japan. And I said, let me see if I can survive there on my own with no family, no support, no friends for 2 years. I said, then I'll consider myself a man. So that's when I decided to make the journey towards my personal masculinity and proving to myself that I'm a man, that I can do it. Because, for guys like you and I, the modern world, it's kind of almost a little too easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You ever feel like that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, especially when it comes to when it comes to just basic human interactions, specifically with women. When you learn game, when it clicks and you figure women out, it's you don't have to run rehearsed lines anymore. It just kind of happens that way. You know what motivates people. You know what makes them tick, and you're always looking for that next challenge. And I think I think that's where guys like you and me, we kind of get bored with it. A lot of people ask me, well, Donovan, why'd you leave Vegas? You're up to your eyeballs in pussy and this and that and the other. I got bored, man. I mean, and I always say this, nothing beats sticking your dick in a vagina for the very first time. But I mean, dude, if you fuck enough girls, at some point you're looking for another challenge. You're looking for another mountain. And I think that's the crux of our situation.
Dude, it's 100%. Like, that's why, one thing about you, Donovan, I have crazy situation that I've made up in my head. But, if I had to take a guy, if death came to me, it's like, Jonathan, you're going to fucking die in 1 week.
Oh, shit.
If one of these people on the Red Man group can get laid or not in 1 week. If I had to choose one guy to put my life on the line, it would be you. 100%.
Oh, yeah.
I would choose over a Rolo, over all those guys. God bless them. They're good guys.
Sure.
But, like, I think that's why we click so well.
Right.
Because once you have it, you have it. And you meet other guys, and this guy has it. This guy's full of shit. He doesn't have it. I think that's why, as short of a friendship as we've had, I think we hit it off right off the bat. And like what you said, it becomes, it becomes so easy.
Right. Yes.
And once you know it, and then it becomes boring. And that's,
right.
I agree 100%, 150%. I'm bored with it. And that's why I want to teach guys how to date, because, I want them to check this box off in their life, and then they can just move on to other things, and not, put pussy on the pedestal forever. And,
right.
You know what I mean? And that's what part of my journey to Japan was. I wanted to permanently check that box. And, when you decide to challenge yourself, right? When you decide for a new challenge, as we just mentioned, a lot of people are going to not like it. They're not going to like you.
See, I know, but you're talking about a lot of people. See, when I decide to challenge myself, I don't know. It's weird. It's like another awakening. Like, holy shit. And what makes it a challenge, what makes it so intriguing, is that there is a better than average probability that I might fail at this thing. So I really got to work my ass off to make sure that I overcome this challenge. That's what's exciting for me, is that it's not guaranteed success. But again, people around you, they don't embrace that. They don't embrace the, it's hard to describe. I mean, you know what I'm talking about, but you just can't describe the feeling of, like, when you're in a fight with someone that you know that you're not 100. Like, I've been in fights with many people I know I could beat. Those fights are boring. But when you're about to fight a dude and you're like, okay, I can kick this guy's ass, but I know he can kick my ass. It's like the hairs on the back of your neck stand up, and it's almost like it gives you like an invigoration, man. It's the same thing with challenges. I totally agree.
Yeah. And then, like, you probably know, like, the crabs in the bucket thing. You've mentioned it before.
Yeah, of course. Oh, yeah.
So when I said I'm going to go to Japan, I remember people that I considered friends. I was never completely blue pill, but there were still blue pill aspects of my life.
Sure. And
people I went to high school with, family members, they're like, look, you're not going to go to Japan. What are you, fucking crazy? They're like, are you going to eat sushi every day? Like, those Japanese people don't like us after the war. Like, you can't do it. It's impossible. You don't speak Japanese.
Right.
It's happening. But, probably, again, like us, once you make up your mind to do something.
Yeah, you can't change it, dude. Yeah.
Fuck everybody. I'm doing this. And if you don't do it, you'll be miserable.
Oh, my God, dude, yes. Oh, my God, you're speaking my language, man. This is unbelievable.
So I tried, these people talked me into it for 3 months of me not doing it. So I kind of gave up my dream. I had a silent death in my cubicle, and I just sat there empty. And I was just like, yeah, this is my life. And one day, I never forget it. It was the middle of the day. And I was in my cubicle, and I just, heard all these people in my mind just telling me I can't do it. But something inside of me, my intuition was like, if you don't do this, you're going to regret it for the rest of your life.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Excuse me. And so I remember, I'll never forget it. That day, I fucking took my protein shaker, I picked it up, I walked out of my fucking cubicle. I went to the parking lot. I drove in my truck, and I never came back again.
Wow, dude, that's some movie shit, man. That's some goddamn movie shit, dude.
They were calling me frantically because I just got a performance review that morning. I'll never forget. It was a 97%.
Oh, last one killed it.
85, and I boosted it up to 97. This is Aon Hewitt. This is the top level company.
Yes, of course.
And but I just knew if I had to follow my gut. I'm the kind of guy that my gut will torture me if I don't follow through.
Oh my God, dude, you're totally right, man. It's like it's always in the back. Even if you try to sort of tamp it down, like if you decide not to temporarily, there's always that voice in the back of your mind. You know, Donovan, you know you made this decision, like, right? Like, you know, listen, I went through the same thing when I was in Atlanta. A buddy of mine kept telling me, dude, you gotta move to Vegas, the jobs, the women, the blah, 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 blah. And I told him, nah, you know, I'm not ready. Listen, dude, I was scared, right? I just wasn't, and dude, I had come out of what was quite literally the worst point in my life. But somewhere along the way, I made a decision, but I didn't know I'd made that decision. So every week I talked to my buddy Eric. He's like, dude, when are you coming to Vegas? And he'd be sort of half kidding. And I'll never forget, man, it was on a Saturday night. I just got done delivering mattresses just for shits and giggles, or at least I thought. It was like, let me go to southwest.com and see how much a one-way flight to Vegas is from Atlanta. It was on sale. $84. And I remember sitting there looking at the screen. I said, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. Because there was something in the pit of my stomach that wouldn't go away until I clicked the mouse, man. And dude, that changed my life.
That's fucking awesome, man. I never knew that.
Oh my dude, it was fucking $84. It was on sale, limited time only. I had 15 seconds, and I was like, and I remember right before I clicked it, I remember thinking to myself, I was like, dude, I can't believe I'm about to do this. And I fucking did it, and I don't regret it. And again, the very first time my buddy called me and told me, hey, you gotta come out. Dude, I hated Atlanta. I just visited Atlanta. I fucking hated it. Except for, of course, the Georgia Aquarium. But I knew that I didn't want to be in Atlanta, but I didn't have anywhere else to go. I didn't have any plans. I didn't know where I was going, but I damn sure wasn't going to stay in Atlanta. But here it was right in front of me. And 1 month, dude, July 1st, 2010, 1 month after I landed on, it was August 1st, a couple weeks before my birthday, I found the red pill, and of course the rest is history. But I understand what you mean when you say your gut, that the feeling in the pit of your stomach when you know you're supposed to do something and you keep trying to prevent yourself from doing it. Guys like you and me are not we're not going to disobey that. That always wins in the end, man.
Oh yeah. And it's just like, you have to trust it.
Yes.
You have to. I mean, I remember you had that great episode that's on your Patreon about like, is there a God? Is there an afterlife? And touching into that, I don't know, that's what makes me feel like there's something guiding me, or
I agree,
something.
man.
I don't know.
I agree.
But if I don't follow it, I feel miserable.
Right.
So what I did, I had no fucking idea how I was going to go to Japan. But
this is awesome.
What I knew was that I was going. I was like, I'm not in Japan, I'm going to go. And I quit in February. And then I started doing aggressive research. Now, in today's day and age, if you're watching this transmission right now, you have zero excuses. You can do whatever the fuck you want, almost.
That's right.
95% of things. You just got to put your head down, do the work. Somebody's on the internet doing it. You can find somebody.
You'll find out how. Right.
Yeah, 100%. And so that's what I did. So I aggressively started applying to jobs in Japan. And I just knew my foot in the door was English teaching. And I remember I sent out 300 applications.
Wow.
I sent out 300 applications. I got 4 interviews. 3 of them rejected me.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
One gave me that fucking green
And that was the one. 1 out of 300, dude. So 0.3%. Right?
Yep.
God damn. And the rest is history.
So that was it. So in order to get to Japan, Japan has some of the strictest immigration in the entire world.
Yes. Yeah, that was what we're going to get into next, is what was, take us through. And area code 661, I see you in the queue. We're going to talk about this for a little bit that I'm going to get to. But yeah, talk about, because listen, this sounds great, right? A lot of guys want to be expatriates specifically to Japan because of the women and the opportunities, but what are some of the legal hurdles that you have to go through in order to start the process, complete the process? And then, listen, as far as I know, once you're actually in Japan, you're not out of the woods. There's still some other things to do there as far as paperwork is concerned as well.
Yeah, exactly. You're 100% correct. So in order to make it happen, you have to apply for something called a certificate of eligibility. Okay? It's just a COE, a certificate of eligibility.
Okay, I'm typing this in.
Eligibility, what it is, it's the initial approval of the Japanese government saying, okay, you're eligible to receive a visa. We're not going to give you a visa, but you're eligible to receive one.
Okay.
And this takes about 3 months to receive. And then you receive it. And then you have to submit it to the United States Embassy location in your state, right? And then they'll send it to the Japanese Embassy. And then you mail them your passport, and then you get the visa, allowing you to land and live your life in Japan. So from A to B, in regards to starting application to touching down in Japan, it took me about 9 months.
Wow.
To do everything.
And keep in mind, gentlemen, it took him 9 months, and it wasn't like Jonathan was checking in once a week. No, dude, your nose was to the grindstone each and every day. Feverish research. Dude, you can't send out 300 applications in one day, man. That shit takes time. That takes effort. That takes patience.
Yeah. And, you know, when you put yourself through this kind of thing, I know it sounds so cliche, but it teaches you to become the man that is worthy of coming here and having the privilege to live in this country and have the privilege to achieve your dream.
Right.
So that's what happened. And I got all the paperwork sorted, and it was about a month out. And then November 4th, 2012.
We all know the dates, don't we?
The day was the day I touched down in Japan. And like you know, I had bought a one-way ticket.
That's right.
I bought a one-way ticket. And like that story with Alexander the Great where, you know, they sailed all their warships to the beach.
That's right.
Yeah, he get everything off those fucking warships, and he told the captains in secret, you go and burn those warships
That's
down.
right. Goddamn right. We're not going anywhere.
We're not going anywhere. So they burned the warships down, and he told his army, we're going to take this city, and we're going to win against all impossible odds, or you're all going to fucking die today.
Right.
And I put myself in that situation. And so when I got off the plane in Tokyo.
What was your, like, listen, hold on. What's going through? Okay, so you land in Tokyo, right? You have a one-way ticket. You get off the plane. What's going through your mind right now?
So the first thing going through my mind, I get off the plane, I look around, and I'm like, I fucked up. I'm like, I have made of my entire life. I talk all this shit. Now I'm in Japan.
Now you're here.
Alone. I have $2,500 in my pocket.
Woo! Oh wow!
I've got nobody coming back home. I got no place to go back home. I've got no house to go back to home to.
Oh, this is awesome.
I've got nothing. And here I am in Narita, Japan, and the lady who booked my hotel and everything forgot to tell me that the hotel was closed on the day I was supposed to stay there. So I showed up at my hotel, stranded in Japan with nothing.
God. Oh my God.
Cases, can't speak any Japanese. I'm sitting in front of my hotel like,
oh my God. Oh my God, dude.
Fuck?
Wow.
So luckily I had my cell phone with me that was still connected to America.
Okay.
That's my one lifeline of communication.
Right.
And I was able to look up a translator and tell a Japanese taxi driver to take me to a hotel that I paid for in cash.
Okay.
And then I sent an email to that lady. It was a lady that screwed it up.
You're like, look, you fucked up. God damn it.
You know, it was fucking hilarious. And I remember she was like, I'm so sorry. And then that's what started me with my training. And I started training. I went to my training, and I went to my first school. And you know what it made me realize, like when I was there, is that it was really difficult. I got really bad. You know, you and I were both kind of high strung guys.
Oh yeah,
high energy guys. You know, high energy, very high vibrations,
high intensity, man. Yeah,
high intensity. And at night, I was, I was still going through the culture shock because I have my degree in psychology, and they're like they're reading. I was reading through like what's going to happen to me, like you're going to experience high emotions of of stress, and I was like, this gay shit's not going to happen to me,
and you're sitting there, you're like, God damn, I'm stressed out. What the fuck?
I remember I was so stressed out one night. I was biting down, and I woke up, and there was blood in my mouth because I was biting down from stress and anxiety in my sleep. And there was a part of me that wanted to give up and like run back home to mommy. There was a little part of me, but I was just like, this is why you put yourself in this situation.
That's right. That rite of passage, man. It's not supposed to be easy.
Yep. And keep in mind, I don't speak at this point in time, I don't speak any fucking Japanese. I can't read Japanese. Japanese, they have 3 alphabets. And one of the characters one of the alphabets has like about 3,000 characters.
Oh my God. Oh, Jesus Christ. I have a headache already.
I've got one friend who has a wife and a whole other life. My other friend's married. I'm in the middle of the countryside because I wasn't in Tokyo at the time. I was just north of Tokyo.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And so, it really, really, really forced me to follow through with my plans.
That's right.
But it was amazing. Like I wouldn't trade it for the world. I remember one day I woke up. It was about 5 months in, and I just woke up and like just something clicked.
Okay.
Something snapped. Something clicked, and I was just like, I had this moment of clarity and peace and understanding with game, with my masculinity.
There you go.
With my finances, everything. It all just right there. And I remember I just felt so much peace, and I was like, I did it.
That moment of clarity.
I just like something irrefutably came to me, and I just had this like moment of clarity, and I was just like, holy shit, I fucking achieved my dream.
Good shit.
And
let's go to the phone lines here. 914-205-5356 is the number to call. If you want to get in on the conversation. Area code 661. Thanks for holding. You are on live with Don and John. There we go.
What's going on, Don and John? This is Afi, man. How y'all doing?
Hey, what's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, man? Just showing support to both of y'all, man. Listening to the live story. For some reason, I couldn't get the link, so I was just listening to the whole show on hold, so it wasn't a problem. It was
okay.
Cool
I'll tell you what. I don't usually do this, but if the link wasn't coming through, I'll just mute you, and you can listen to the rest of the show there.
Oh, okay.
All right, brother.
Well, yeah, just okay.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in, and thanks for listening. All right, good stuff, man. Okay, so obviously this made you a better man at this point, right? Like you had achieved your dream, you had gone through the rite of passage, and I think it's interesting that, and you and I, we've had discussions about this before. I think it was on the Red Man group, actually, when you called in about the fact that American boys are no longer required to have a rite of passage. See, here's the thing. I don't know what the cultural norms are for Japan as far as a rite of passage, but I'll tell you this. If you are an American, they put you through a rite of passage of sorts to be able to set foot in Japan. They make you get that certificate of, what is that called? The certificate of eligibility. That takes 3 months. Then you got to send them your passport, and then 6 months later, now you're in Japan. So what are the rites of passage? And we'll get back to your story here, but I'm interested to know if there are any rites of passage in Japan. I mean, we know there are in other country, like down in Central America, they've got the bullet ant sleeves. I'm sure you've heard of that. But what about Japan? Are there still rites of passage in Japan, or are they westernized like we are here?
It's a little bit of both, but I would say they do have an official ceremony.
Oh, okay.
It's called Coming of Age Day. So in Japan, when you're 20 is when you're considered an adult, not 18.
Oh.
When you're 20.
Okay.
And they have a celebration where boys wear, boys wear formal wear, and the girls wear kimonos, and they dress up, and they have a big ceremony, and all the family attends, and they all say, congratulations, you are now no longer a child, you are a woman, you're a man, and they celebrate the transition from childhood to adulthood.
Okay.
Where in America, it's just kind of blurred and just shoved in your face, and you're just, next thing you know, you're just getting credit card offers.
Unfortunately, in America, the only rite of passage in America is getting laid. Like, and I think I think this all started with the whole American Pie revolution. Do you remember that movie American Pie with Stifler's mom and the MILF? And like, it's interesting. We all think that that's a cult classic. That was not a coming of age movie. That was the movie that, how can I put this? That was the movie that encapsulated the deplorable state of American men. These guys were so miserable, and the only thing that would make them happy was to get laid. It was all about girls and Shannon Elizabeth and MILF and this and that and the other. Hey, we got laid and our summer was all right. Everything is going to be okay. No, dude, you just got pussy. Here's the thing. A lot of guys out there getting pussy, not real men. A lot of women out there getting dick, not real women, right? So I think it's interesting that other countries, thankfully, still have a rite of passage. In America, nothing could be further from the truth.
Yeah, you're 100% right. That's why PUA, pickup artists, and all that is garbage.
Bingo.
Just because you can get pussy doesn't mean you're a man.
Right.
And that's why these PUA guys, they get some pussy, they trick a couple girls here and there.
Sure.
Next thing you know, she puts him in the beta bucks.
Boom.
And he's locked in for life, miserable, stuck to her. She resents him for not being a man. He suffers, she suffers.
Listen, I got a correction here from Captain Crunch 420. He says, sorry, but that did not start with American Pie. For me, it was the movie Porky's, and I agree 100%. Remember Porky's and Porky's 2. Very, 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 very terrible movies. How did you end up in Hawaii? Now, me personally, my dad was in the service. This is going to be a good story. I haven't heard this yet, by the way, guys.
Okay.
My dad was in the service for nearly 30 years. I've had the privilege of living in Hawaii on 2 separate occasions for a total of 8 years. My girlfriend and I vacationed there in 2016. How did you end up in Hawaii from Japan?
So like any good story, along came temptation.
Woo! Here we go.
And
here we go.
So I wasn't fully like, hardcore red pill. I would say at that point I was 80% red pill, right?
Okay, all right. So
and
you were
the first
dark
Japanese
purple.
girl that I dated and slept with was the regional sales manager at my job.
Ooh.
And what happened with her was that I realized that, okay, she told me she was going to move to Hawaii. So I was like, okay, this is the perfect play. Like,
right.
She is going to leave in 1 month, so I'm going to hit it, I'm going to quit it, and I'm just going to keep on rolling.
Oh, it works that way, does it? It never happens that way, does it? Does it? Hell no, dude. Oh my God, this is unbelievable, man. This is like the first, listen, I'll never forget, and not to cut you off here, but I will never forget the first 10 I ever fucked. I totally fell in love with. Dude, it was, her name was Rachel. Dude, this girl was a hard 10, right? Dude, I was fucking her for a week. I was like, oh my God. And this is post red pill. I'm like, oh my God, I've reached the pinnacle of manhood. A beautiful woman. And she's telling me that she loves me. And I'm like, I love you too, blah, 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 blah. 2 weeks later, she cheated on me. Dude, I was crushed. It was unbelievable, but only because that was the first 10 I had ever fucked. I was completely bamboozled. It was unbelievable. And I was over her in a couple of weeks. So, easy come, easy go. But anyway, continue. Sorry about that.
Literally, dude, this is how I love our stories. Identical thing happened to me.
Oh God. Okay. All right.
Turns out she was leaving to Hawaii to go meet up with some dude that she met when she was out there. She was moving. She was changing her life for this guy. But then she started dating me. So she's playing both sides of the coin.
Here we go. Right.
So I go up there and I visit her. I had a 3-week stay in Hawaii. And living in Hawaii and vacationing in Hawaii are two different things.
Very different things, my friend. Oh, yeah.
So I went out there, 3 weeks of nothing but sex, beach. She made great tacos.
Yeah, baby.
I mean, she
that's a dream.
Just deep hook and just was hard reeling.
And you're all in love, right?
Oh, I was in love,
Course,
I still had other girls in Japan that I was seeing too.
But not like her, because she was special, right?
Oh yeah, she's a special.
Oh, of course,
Disney princess.
Snowflake. Yes, of course. This is right up my alley. This is crazy.
So I signed a year contract with the company, and I told myself my rite of passage was 2 years in Japan.
Okay.
But at the end of the first year, I sold myself out.
Oh.
And we broke up, and because what happened was my instincts was telling me something was up.
Sure.
So when I visited her in Hawaii, she asked me to help set up, find my iPhone on her iPhone and her MacBook.
Okay.
And I would check in on her once in a while when my intuition would go off. Not because I gave a shit, but I want to know, am I fucking crazy?
Right.
Am I feeling?
Are my spidey senses off? Bitch? Yeah, right.
So I checked it that time.
Oh, no.
And she said she was home, but her GPS showed she was somewhere else.
Oh, God.
And I was like, listen to me. Where the fuck are you? And she freaking out, right? And turns out she calls me, right? Listen how sneaky this shit is. This is real life now.
Oh, God.
Okay? She calls me on FaceTime, but before she did, she wet her hair and changed her clothes and acted like she was drying her hair with her towel.
Wow! I've never heard that before. Holy shit! That's fucking.
I said, where the fuck were you? Because my this was the gut speaking. My
yes,
stomach was like red alert, like fuck, something's happening. And then the phone confirmed it, and then her not answering confirmed it.
Right.
And then I said, you were not in the fucking shower just now. She's like, yeah, I was in the shower. Well, you're being crazy. What? And she was trying, and I knew this was part of my learning curve, and I kept drilling her. I was like, where the fuck were you? She was like, I was with the guy that I used to be seeing here. She's like, he kept on dropping by my store, and we went on a walk. And it showed like there was this path that you can walk around by the river, or like the Alawai Canal.
Okay.
And
you're on Oahu. Is this Oahu?
What's that?
Is this on Oahu?
Yes, it's on Oahu.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
On the Alawai Canal.
Okay, gotcha. Hey, I know where you're at. Yeah, I had a buddy of mine who lived in Kaneohe Bay.
Okay, the Marine Corps base, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. So I caught her red-handed, and I was so pissed. I'll never forget it. So I remember I was just like, that's what put me through like the anger phase of the red pill, right?
God almighty, dude.
So I remember I fucking hung up on her, and I was so pissed off. On Find My iPhone, there's an option to erase all the data on her phone.
Oh, and you fucking did it. You fucking did it, you bastard.
I nuked her phone and I nuked her computer.
Yes. Get it all off of there. Fuck you.
I was 28 and red hot and angry,
Of course you were, man. Of course you were.
And people can judge me and be like, hey, that you're fucking beta male, blah, 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 whatever.
Yeah, so what? So I was.
Did it. I did it. I own it. Whatever. Fucking sue me.
Right.
I don't like being lied to, and I don't like being taken for a fool.
Oh, hell no. Especially when a girl Now, again, here's how I caught Rachel cheating on me. This was interesting. So what we would always do is we would FaceTime before we'd go to bed if we weren't at our place. Well, the last 3 nights I would FaceTime her. She's like, "Well, no, I don't want to talk to you because I don't have my makeup on." And I'm like, "Okay." And I don't think I'd ever seen her without makeup. I was like, "All right." So I talked to her. The conversation would be 10 minutes tops. Well, so again, it's those spidey senses tingling, right? So I called her up on FaceTime, and I heard, and it rang and rang and rang, and I heard, and when she picked up the phone, like I saw the outside of her balcony, and it was almost like she was out on the balcony. She was a smoker, and I'm like, hey, I was like, well, what's going on? She's like, yeah, I just came out here to smoke. So basically, I had a feeling there was someone there, right? And she had just gone out the door so that she could. She was like, yeah, I just came out to smoke. I said, yeah, lately you haven't been talking to me inside of your house. And she's like, well, I mean, so what do you want me to do about it? I was like, go inside your house. She's like, you're really pissing me off with this line of questioning. I said, go in your fucking house. And again, see, here's the thing. This is where you and I are like, I'm a hothead too. She's like, well, I'm smoking my cigarette. I said, toss that motherfucker and go in the house. So she goes into her kitchen, which was right next to the balcony, right? And it's all quiet, right? And it's all dark and everything. I said, turn a light on. She turns a light on. I said, tell me you love me. She says, I love you. And then I didn't know what to say. She's like, what? Like she had passed the test. I said, take your phone and take a video, take me on a video tour of your place. She's like, I don't have time for this. She hangs up the phone. Right? So she blocks my number, and then she blocks me on WhatsApp. So I immediately knew what. No, she blocks me on WhatsApp. So I texted her. I said, if you don't pick up your phone right now, I'm coming over there. So she calls me up, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Right? She hangs up again. So she texts me. She's like, look, there's somebody over here. Blah 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 blah. Dude. I was fucking stark raving mad because, again, I thought this girl loved me, but dude, she was hot. Of course she was gonna cheat on me. But again, this is how bitches are, man. They're always that wetting the hair out of the shower, that's some fucking next level cheating game right there, brother. For real. God damn.
That's the Japanese girl.
Oh,
they're all the same.
Of course they are. Of course they are. Yeah, just a different wrapper, different packaging, different culture. All women are like that. That's how this goes.
So, and again, this isn't about us being like controlling or possessive. Because if you're out there and you're listening to this, this is about us confirming our belief system.
There you go. That's exactly right.
And it's like, it's not about the women. It's about us becoming better.
That's right.
Because I'm sharper than ever. And not only that, I've moved on from worrying about if a girl's cheating on me or not. I don't give a fuck if a girl's cheating on me or not. If I catch her, I'll deal with it accordingly. But I'm not going around looking for like, oh, is she cheating on me? Is she doing this? Is she doing that? Because I got bigger fish to fry. Right. I got bigger things to do. If I catch her cheating, she's dumb enough to get caught and she's dumb enough to cheat on me, then the only thing that's going to happen is I'm going to replace her with something younger and more obedient.
That's right. I mean, younger, hotter, tighter. That's how it goes.
That's just the way it is because we're men. That's what I mean. Guys like us, when you become red pill and you become aware of what's going on in life, you don't need to constantly be chasing and begging for women because there's an abundance out there. There's tons of them.
Unbelievable. Let's go to the phone lines here. I think this is Mike in Tampa. Mike in Tampa, is this you? Mike in Tampa, area code 727. You're on live with Donovan and Jonathan. Area code 727, going once, going twice, sold. Okay. All right. Dude, hell of a story with the fuck. Okay, so you caught her cheating. What happens next? Do you go back to Japan? Do you stay in Hawaii? Like, what happens after that?
So I caught her cheating digitally, right? She didn't technically cheat, but what she did was she went on a walk with this guy. And
that's cheating. I don't give a shit.
I caught her lying,
cheating.
right?
Yep.
So I wasn't all about that. And then so I nuked her phone, I nuked her computer, and then we broke up, right?
Right. I love how you nuked her phone and her computer, man. That was fucking gangster. I love it.
She called me crying. She's like, "You're a monster. I can't believe you did that." I was like, "Bitch, you fucking lied to me."
Lied, right? What the fuck?
Of course I'm gonna get angry. You tell me you love me, and then you're lying to me and deceiving me and going seeing another lover. What are you supposed to? What am I supposed to be like? Oh, thank you so much for treating me like a complete fool.
Right, exactly. You know what? I'm not going to do anything, even though I'm really pissed off. Even though you didn't handle it the right way, I'm not taking the high road, bitch. You fucked me over, I'm fucking you over. Fuck that.
That's right, baby. So, and like you said back in your other story, what happened with her? We broke up. What's the first thing she did? She went and fucked that guy.
Of course she did. Because she was going to anyway at some point, right? I mean, this was inevitable.
Yeah. And at this time, so I had my other girls in Japan, and I had some really hot babes at that time.
Good. And that makes it easier, man. That does make it easier.
Yeah, it was good. I was dating, imagine this. I was dating this half Brazilian, half Japanese girl.
Oh, my God.
He was smoking.
Holy Jesus.
And she pampered me on my birthday, bought me a cake, bought me presents, took me out.
Damn, Brazilian. Oh, my God. You said she was half Japanese, half Brazilian?
Oh, she was a stunner, bro.
Woo,
she was a stunner. You know, I'll never forget that girl. And, but, what happened was, so my contract was up, and I remember, I'm from Florida, right? So I don't really do good in cold weather. And I remember I had this last contract that I was working out with Honda. Right. And it was a sweet contract because some of these gigs in Japan can pay you really well. And I was teaching English to their engineers in Honda.
Oh, so that's lucrative.
It was paying me $80 an hour. So it was really nice.
Wow.
So, again, looking back at the 9 months of suffering that I went to, yeah, it fucking was difficult.
Hell yeah, dude.
But, I was drying my tears with $100 bills.
Goddamn right. That'll take away the pain.
Fun. So I remember I was miserable walking a Honda one morning, and I was freezing my ass off. I don't do good in the cold. I really don't.
Right.
The first time I saw snow is in Japan when I was 27.
Oh, and, wait, hold on. So the very first time you saw snow in your life was at 27 years old in Japan.
Yep.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And so I remember just like that moment when you had, I just said, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go to Hawaii, because she was calling me, she was begging me to have.
Of course.
You know, we were both equally pathetic. You know, she was coming back to me, I was coming back to her. We're both young and dumb.
Sure.
So I moved out to Hawaii. I ditched my plan for myself, my rite of passage, and you can only run from your destiny for so long.
It will call you back, man. It will.
So I moved out to Hawaii. I'll wrap up Hawaii real quick and short. The good thing about Hawaii was the first time in my life that I'd made $10,000 a month.
Right.
And I had done that by only driving a taxi. This was in 2014, and this was right before Uber came to the island. So the taxis have a stranglehold on Hawaii, and the main people who use taxis in Hawaii are tourists and military people. Excuse me. And they both have money.
Right.
So the good thing about, give me a second here, sorry.
No, you're right.
A little under the weather. So with Hawaii, I would say the one thing that helped me with game was when I was driving the cab, the one thing it taught me how to do was speed pitch girls.
Okay.
So it took me on a wild adventure, and I would meet a girl and have to screen her, pitch her, and try to close her within 15 minutes.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. And you know, yeah, it really helped me refine my game. And that's a sales thing though, right? Yeah, for sure. And sex is sales. Sex is sales. 100%.
Listen, man, 100%. Listen, I actually got into this by accident and I forgot what this was, maybe 150 episodes ago, about how salespeople always have the most game, because sales and women, there's so many parallels. That's how I came up with the pseudonym Kevin in Sales. Of course, Kevin in Sales gets the most pussy. He's in sales. This is what he does.
150,000%, dude.
There you go. Absolutely.
I met a guy. His name was, we used to call him Crazy Timmy. He was big. He was jacked up on steroids, and he was an independent NFL agent. He would scout people and get them to NFL contracts. And he has always told me, he says, listen to me, kid. He's like, if you can get pussy, you can get money. And if you can get money, you can get pussy. Like,
very good. I like that. If you can get pussy, you can get money. I like that.
Fucking Crazy Timmy, man. I'll never forget that guy. And so anyways, you know, going to Hawaii, this had taken me, you know, it opened my minds to earnings, and it taught me how to, you know, pitch and screen girls and really make my seduction skills more efficient.
Right.
And that, I'm sorry, but you know, that's the that's one thing. Again, if I had never taken that chance initially, if I'd never have gone and said to myself, you know, let me try and make this happen, let me try and make this rite of passage thing do, you know, let me follow my intuition.
Right.
Let me not have helped me develop all these ways. Well, it got to the point in the relationship where she was like starting to put on the marriage pressure. This was only after 9 months.
Wow.
Like the passive aggressive,
dude.
Like, you know, passive aggressive, like drop your plate in front of you at breakfast kind of pressure. Because all her friends are getting married, posting pictures on Facebook,
and she wants it on the action.
Baby. You know, she was a little naughty Japanese girl. She rode the cock carousel a little bit, not as hard as American girls, but I think she was at like 12 dudes at the time. And
for Japanese girls, that's 12 guys for a Japanese girl is like 300 guys for American girls.
Yeah, it was huge.
Yeah.
I didn't know this at the time. So she was giving me an ultimatum, and like a real pimp, I was just like, all right, well, see you later. You know, like if you wanna leave, you gotta go.
Yeah, you have to, man. And you'll always be the one that got away, right? Anytime a woman puts that marriage pressure on you and you hold frame, because that's a shit test. Marry me or I'm gone. Well, guess what? If you go, she's not going anywhere. She still loves you because you're still the one that got away. Let's see. Area code 727 is trying to call back in again. Area code 727, you are on live with Donovan and Jonathan. Is this Mike in Tampa? I think whoever's calling just wants to listen to the show, so I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it there. Okay, so you went through the crazy shit with the with the girl in Hawaii. So you talked a little bit. You mentioned your return to the United States, right? You came back to the U.S. What made you come back to the U.S.? Like, why did you do that?
So after Hawaii, I went back to Japan for 1 year.
Okay.
I dated this crazy bipolar chick.
Woo!
And
bipolar sex is good sex, though. Bipolar pussy is good pussy, dude. I gotta tell you.
Yeah, that is the one. That's one thing that really blinded me from the truth. And well, another thing was like, I went back and I was like, okay, this time I'm gonna stay in Japan. I'm gonna do finish out my plan. But another problem. My mom kept calling me every day for 3 months straight. Come home. Come home.
Wow. Now, why was she telling you to come home? Was it a comfort thing, or did she just want you not to be a whole world away?
She just wanted to check her little box to know that I was down the road and that I was, not out in the world, in the dangerous and scary world, where bad things happen and only America is safe. And so hide in your little corner in America, So she just wanted me to come back home. So she pitched me a deal. She told me to come back home and that I can stay with them in their place. And I ultimately it was good because it helped me start a great business when I was home. And I got to go see I got to go see a couple of Donald Trump rallies live.
Okay.
And I was part of that whole election revolution. And it was one of the hell of moments of my life. It was good.
Right.
But coming back home, man, at that point, I came home in 2016. And I was gone for 4 years. And boy, oh boy, had America fucking changed.
Yeah, man. So you probably went through another culture shock then, right?
Brother, let me tell you something, man. I came back and everybody got fatter, first of all.
What? How could anybody get fatter? I mean, dude, we're a fat country as it is, right?
I know, but coming back, bro, like I'm telling you, when you leave the States and you come back, when you leave and you live outside and you come back, things change.
Wow, man.
You just don't realize it, like the frog in a boiling pot. But
okay, all right, that makes sense.
I came back and I was just like, younger girls were fatter. I noticed girls' attitudes had gotten worse.
Oh my god, dude.
They were more confrontational with me. More quick to insult me. One thing I noticed too is that the girls they go for your dick size now. They say, "Oh, you must have a small dick" or something.
Oh yeah, like right. Yeah, when girls tell me you must have a small dick, hey, I'm 3.5 inches. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, I just let it roll off my back, man.
Yeah, when they say something like that, I'm like, "What do you want me to do? Whip out my dick and catch a charge?" Like,
right.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And you're in Florida, right? You're gonna fuck around and get hit with some Jessica's loss or some bullshit like that. Oh my god!
So I'd come home and I was just like, another thing, is I came back home and all the people that I knew from before, they were just doing the same old thing.
Right.
Still, after 4 years.
There you go, man.
Going to the same old bars. Hanging out with the same old people.
Fucking people, man.
Doing the same old thing. And that's okay. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that lifestyle. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just not what I want. I wasn't ready to hang up my gloves yet. So I'd been home and I'd been home for 11 months and then I decided, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going back to Tokyo.
Very nice. There you go.
And I made up the mind that I was going to be here. And this time coming back, there's two ways to get your visa. Now, the first way I told you is the proper way.
Right.
The second way you can get your visa is a little reckless, and I've done it twice, so that's why I did it the reckless way.
Okay.
The second way is you come here, and Japan will issue you a 90-day tourist visa. Okay.
Okay.
At the gate, as long as you don't tell them like, oh, I'm a drug dealer or I'm a felon or something at the gate.
Yeah, I'm a 3-time felon. Got 3 strikes.
Yeah, like I've been arrested for drugs or whatever.
Right,
you don't tell them that,
right.
or you bring drugs or something stupid like that to Japan, then you're gonna get thrown out the airport right away.
Of course.
But
yeah, they won't let you in the country.
You can come here on a tourist visa, which I, as a professional, I don't advise this. I am a professional. I was able to pull this off twice, and I'm a natural hustler.
Right, of course.
But you gotta land in 90 days, and you gotta find a job and get a visa in 90 days.
Wow, that's quick turnaround, dude.
Yeah, so that's how I did that when I left Hawaii, and I went back to Japan that time, and then I did it again this time.
Okay.
It's totally legal for Americans, and I pulled it off, but you have to really, really, really know your shit, or you have to really want a fucking challenge. You got to really want it to make it happen. You can make it happen if you got balls enough to get on a plane and fly out here, and you got enough confidence.
Without a safety net,
you can do it, and that's how I did it, and that's what I did, and. What happened was I took this job at this badass corporation. I was knocking things out the park. I was top of the sales, $70,000 a month, 1 month. And that fucking intuition hit me again. And this was in March.
Okay.
And it carried on into April, but April got really bad. And it was just telling me, you have got to get out of this fucking job. And you've got to go full balls to the wall with modern life dating. It's like that. You're fucking calling.
Okay.
I had no plan. That's what you did. I had nothing to go. I had nothing. I just was like, that thing. I couldn't focus at my desk.
Sure.
This is the top 10 company in all of Japan. I had full benefits, full salary,
the whole nine, man.
Luxury vacation to Hawaii. Check my Instagram. I went on a company trip to Hawaii this year. All paid for. Stayed in a luxury villa. But my instinct was like, you need to quit that shit. And you need to go and you need to do modern life dating. And you need to go balls to the wall. And you need to help these men out. Because that's why you're here on this planet. So.
Good shit, man.
Then miraculously, one day I click on the Red Man group. And I see this black dude. Hot fire, and I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
Talking about training bitches and whatnot, right?
He had the hat on, and I was just like, this guy just looks like a fucking killer. And I was like, who the fuck is this black guy? And they're like, this is Donovan Sharpe. And I remember I read some of your stuff,
right?
And I remember the name. It's a very catchy name, and I remember that from the past. You wrote about the call center girls and all that stuff. I worked in a call center too. And 100%, what you wrote is solid truth,
dude. They're passing out pussy like Halloween candy at call centers, dude. Of all the and I fucked many coworkers, much to my regret. The vast majority of them were in call centers, man. It's just like shooting fish in the barrel out there.
Yeah, and so then I found you, and we started doing the show. And to be honest with you, the growth I've seen on Modern Life Dating has been way more than I expected.
Good.
I'm not even fully launched yet. I still got to touch up the blog. I've got to do all these other things.
Okay.
But my heart, as a guy who came from nothing, immigrant mother, never met his dad, growing up poor, coming up landing a top job in Tokyo, Japan, speaking Japanese. If I can do it, you can do it. And that's my message. I want to help these men out because I another thing I went back home to the States was they had ramped up the shit talking about men. Everybody wants to shit talk on a man.
That's right.
It's like you're a second class citizen back there. But I just want to say to these men who are listening, you're not, man. Men are what make this fucking world go round.
That's fucking right, dude. Don't let like seriously, man. And now that's one thing I can certainly co-sign on. between 2012, I suppose, and now 2018. Listen, the world was already talking shit about men. America had already held men in low regard. But from then until now, it's ramped up tenfold. Dude, you turn on ESPN and it's all about domestic violence. And I mean, it is literally nothing. It is an all out war on men. Like if it's going to come to a point to where it's going to be illegal to have a penis, right? You're going to have to come out of the closet as a heterosexual male. It's getting that bad. So that I will certainly co-sign on in terms of the attack on men. That is definitely ramped up over the years.
Yeah, so then I see it coming to an end because the real world is eventually going to catch up to America and it's going to start falling behind. America got to where it is today. The fucking computer you're using, the internet you're using, all that shit was designed by a man.
Yeah.
Fucking every selfie you receive of some girl's tits or ass on Instagram, camera made by a man, Instagram made by a man, internet made by a man. Don't get fooled. Don't think it's fucking that you have no value because you're a man. You are fucking, I know it sounds like Disney World, but you are fucking special. You just got to tap into your potential, work fucking hard, follow your gut, and go for your dreams. That's what you have to do. That's the burden of responsibility you have as a man. And it's irrefutable. You must do this or you will suffer.
Listen, go ahead.
No, that's my final point. That's it.
Listen, I like the word that you used. As a man, you have a responsibility to yourself to be a man. And here's the thing. It's not easy to, how can I put this? It's not easy to do masculine things, but it is easy to be a man because you are a man. It's so funny. Guys are like, oh my God, my eyes have been opened in red pill. No, dude. You already had red pill truth, right? It was in your gut. It was in your Y chromosome. The red pill just gives you permission to acknowledge it. That's all there is to it. You know you like fit, beautiful women, right? You know that women shouldn't be talking to their ex-boyfriends, but you now have permission to say it out loud. And I think that's what a lot of men have to do. One last question here before we take a couple of phone calls here. There's probably a lot of guys thinking, holy shit, I've heard $10,000 a month and $70,000 a month and big titty Japanese bitches and Japanese, Brazilian, hybrids and this and that and the other. I'm all in. I want to go to Japan. What is the one piece of advice that you would give to any man who is serious at this point? And anybody can say, well, I'm moving to Japan. No. There are a couple of guys who are thinking to themselves, you know what? Dude, it is August 14th, 2018. This is the day my life changes because I'm moving to fucking Japan. I'm going to do it. What's the one piece of advice that you would give to those guys?
If you're really serious about coming to Japan, you do two things. You start looking online for jobs. And for you guys that are serious enough to fucking make that kind of choice, shoot me an email.
Okay.
Shoot me an email, and I'll help you out for real. If you're serious, if you're not gonna waste my fucking time, and you're serious about coming out here and changing your life, shoot me an email at questions@modernlifedating.com.
Okay.
Or get online and start applying for jobs. Just start going in that direction. Start heading in that direction. Start making action. Don't plan and study and all that shit.
No, take action. Do it, man.
Take action. Take action. 100%.
Very good. So that is questions@modernlifedating.com. I've actually put that in the chat here on donovansharpe.com. I'm also going to put all of Jonathan's links are going to be on the website. They're going to be in the blog post that I'm going to be that I'm going to use for this particular episode. Let's hit the phone lines. I'm going to try area code 727 one more time. I'm thinking 727 might have some technical issues. Area code 727. You are on live with Donovan and Jonathan. Go ahead. Hello. Hello. Okay. All right. That's it. I give up. Okay. Area code 252. You're on live with Jonathan and Donovan.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
I actually talked to you a little while ago. My name is Brian. I never forgot to introduce myself, man.
Okay. All right. Good stuff,
like
man.
You, like you, I was in the Carolinas and I left and went to the Rockies.
Good.
Very good topic. Very good topic. One of the things that John brought up was like the the tourist visa. I actually noticed that a lot of places in the world, as long as you got a U.S. passport, you can usually get anywhere from 60 to 90 days. Have you traveled John, have you ever traveled any other places where you stayed long term to kind of like gauge the location and the women and just the environment?
Yeah, I stayed 10 days in South Korea, and I did a couple days in Thailand, and I went to Colombia as well, and some days in France and Northern Europe as well. So to answer your question, yes, a lot of you guys listening don't have your fucking passport, which if you're not 18 years old and you don't have a passport, that's the first step you need to start taking towards your manhood, is you need to escape mommy America and go see the world.
Mommy America, I like it. Thanks for the call, area code 252. 914-205-5356 is the number to call. Let's go to area code 210. You're on live with Donovan and Jonathan.
Hey, Donovan. This is Philip from San Antonio. I actually just got back from Asia, actually. I treated myself to a trip to Tokyo for my birthday. It's a place I always wanted to go.
Good.
And so I went, and this is so crazy that this episode's playing right now, because I was just like, man, I got to come. First of all, I got to get back there. And second, how can I, like, stay there and work? So this is crazy that this episode's even on right now. I actually went to China, too, while I was out there. It's really tricky to get a visa to go out there, but I made it happen, and I went and I chilled in Shanghai for a bit.
Wow.
I do have a question, though. How important is learning Japanese, and how hard is it to, like, get to the point where you can actually succeed out there? Because I know that's really key to, like, making it out in Tokyo or Japan particularly. Thank you.
So you don't need Japanese. I came out here watching some fucking Dragon Ball Z thinking I knew some shit.
Oh, that's great.
Boy, was I wrong. But again, it goes back to your determination and your willpower. If you got the balls to get on a fucking plane and come out here and change your life, the language barrier will not be that fucking hard.
Good, I like that.
I would consider myself a strong beginner in Japanese. Japanese is one of the hardest languages to learn in the human fucking planet. In the human, language history. So it is difficult, but it's not impossible. I'm not some fucking genius. I'm just a fucking guy. I'm a Cowboys fan, for Christ's sake.
Right, exactly. Listen, there it is, right? There, look, there's deficiency number one.
I'm a Cowboys fan too.
It's 2-on-1. He's a Cowboys fan too. You guys are killing me.
It's not an insurmountable mountain to climb. You don't need the language to get here. To answer your question indefinitely, but you will pick it up if you're smart about it, and if you're really smart. The more Japanese you speak, the more doors it opens.
Good stuff. Good answer, man. Thank you for the call, area code 210.
Thanks for taking the phone call. I was only there for 10 days, but I'm going to get back there ASAP. But thanks for taking the call, guys.
No problem, man. Take care. All right, 914-205-5356. And listen, area code 210, if you're still listening, I think you were going to tell him to shoot him an email at questions@modernlifedating.com. Is that right?
Yeah, if he's serious about getting out here, don't waste my time. But if he's serious about it, shoot me an email. I'll help you out.
Good stuff, man. Good offer there. One more caller here, area code 615. You're on live with Jonathan and Donovan.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking the call. I personally have spent a year, thanks to our favorite Uncle Sam, in South Korea.
Oh.
So I've got a talk to some of the English teachers in the area. They say Japan pays pretty well for teaching, and I'm just looking at where, I'm looking at being an expat. Just thinking, there's South America, Mexico, you learn Spanish, you're good. There's Asia.
Right.
It's a 14-hour flip, but it's totally different. I know a couple guys in the Middle East. It's not far from Europe. Just thinking, as far as Asia, would you say South Korea is not bad? I know some people that teach English in China. Just from that route, as far as teaching English, and then worldwide, where would you say Japan kind of falls in the spectrum?
Well, I mean, for me personally, obviously it's Japan because I'm here. But, what you have to ask yourself is, where do you want to go? Where do you want to go, and what are the reasons you want to go there? I came to Japan for this reason. I looked at China, I looked at Korea, and I looked at Japan.
So there were other countries that you were considering?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
for sure.
All right, okay.
So I looked at the Korea. So the won, which is the Korean currency, the Korean won is very weak. So if you're looking to make money that you're going to send back home to the States and save, you're going to be working pretty poorly, financially speaking. In addition to that, in Korea, the company is in possession and ownership of your visa, not you.
Wow.
So some of the Korean companies are pretty dodgy, and they will fucking manipulate you, overwork you, and if you don't do what they say, they'll cancel your visa. That's not always the situation, but it can happen.
And they'll probably threaten you to do that too, right? Like they'll sort of sideways kind of blackmail, sort of threaten you in that way?
Oh, for sure, for sure. Listen, don't think Asian people are these lovey-dovey, perfect people.
Hell no,
there's shitty people all over the planet, and there's good people all over the planet. But these are the risks you need to associate yourself with. So I didn't go to Korea because of the weak currency and the visa situation. China, I don't want to fucking die and get cancer from all that crazy. I just don't like. I don't like dealing with Chinese
and the fucking
people.
bread, right?
They're fucking Chinese people are animals, man. I love them. God bless you, but it's just not for me. Japan, third largest economy in the world.
Yes.
Japanese women are awesome. Japanese food is amazing. Japanese obesity rate is lowest on the planet.
Good.
And I like fighting. As you can see from my Instagram, I'm always sparring and hitting the bag. So martial arts is a big part of why I'm here as well. Of course. So that's how I chose Japan. But I chose Japan for me. What the caller needs to ask himself is, what do you want? And go for it. If you like Latina girls, don't consider fucking Asia. Go to South America.
Right,
you know what I mean? You got to have the balls to tell yourself what you like, which you already know, and then go for it.
Good stuff, man. Good answer. Thanks for the call, area code 615. Jonathan, that's going to just about do it, man. And listen, man, great show. This was absolutely packed with information. As a matter of fact, man, I'm going to leave this show up. I'm not going to put it behind the paywall because, actually, you've got another caller here. We'll take one more call here, but I'm not going to put this behind the paywall because I think episodes like this are extraordinarily helpful to men. Because again, just like you said, you got to get away from mommy America. We talk about, or I like how you put that, but there are a lot of American guys or guys all over the world who think that it's not that they think that they can't leave. It just never occurs to them that they can, right? Yeah. Like American guys think, oh my God, girls are fucked up. What do? I guess I just give up. No, you're in one country in the world. You can go around the world and do whatever it is you want with whoever it is you want to do it with. And so I think episodes like this are very, very important. So I'm going to put it on Patreon, but I'm going to make it free to the public because I think it's very important. And of course, it'll help to get get more exposure for you. Last call of the night, area code 571. You're on live with Donovan and Jonathan.
Hey, Donovan, Jonathan. Good show, guys.
Thank you.
And shout out, Donovan, you know who this is, right?
No, I don't. Who is this?
Xanatos Clutch.
Ah, Xanatos. Yeah. Hey, listen, did you get the fantasy football invite for Miami J?
I did.
Yes.
I joined in. And
dude, we got the All-Stars. Jonathan's in on it too. Rolo Tomasi's in it. This is great.
Oh, good shit, man. Good shit. Hey, the best of luck, but I gotta tell you, I'm pretty formidable when it comes to fantasy. So.
Listen, kiss the rings, man. I'm a four-time champion. I'm a four-time champion. I'm gonna put the banners up in the background on draft day.
All right. We'll see. No, but hey, shout out to you guys. A great show. Quick question before you guys go. So, I took Japanese all throughout high school and throughout a good portion of college. Mostly it is an elective. So I'm a fairly good beginner when it comes to the language. Granted, I haven't used it a lot in years. So I'm not worried too much about picking it up once again if need be. But as far as the culture is concerned, obviously you guys probably went through the reason on why Japan's preferable, the environment, just the first world aspects of it, the women, which, by the way, not to exclude Jonathan, but I don't know what it is about Japanese chicks and black dudes, but they seem to be the Asians who cooperate the most.
Oh, I did not know that.
But, oh, yeah. Dude, compared to like Koreans and Chinese, no offense, Jonathan, but a lot of them are like white worshipers, dude. Compared to like Japanese, yeah, they're no problems whatsoever, or I should say, less problems than the Chinese and Korean equivalents. But anyway,
there are racial
quick question for Jonathan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as far as industries that would help you get into Japan, which ones, and I'm not trying to go for the teacher route, no offense to anyone who is, but which industries outside the typical teacher route would help you get a job in Japan, particularly if there are skilled industries that you can get into, or
trades,
are there
maybe
specific companies that would help you to go overseas, or are there, say, if you're in the public sector versus the private sector?
Ooh, good question.
What kind of industries or specialties or skills would help you make that transition in order to get a job so you can go there without having to settle for a teaching gig?
Good question. Wow.
Yeah, that's a very good question. So that's my former corporate job that I had. I worked at a recruitment agency because Japan has a very unique problem. They have too much jobs, too much money, and not enough people. So they pay a premium for people. The caveat is you need to be fluent in Japanese for most of these positions.
Okay, there we go.
However, you can use, look, if you want to chase your dreams, you're going to have to eat shit at some point in your journey.
Sure.
Teaching English can be a foot in the door to the country. And that's what I took my job as. My initial job was an English teacher, and got my foot in the door, and I got here. I knew once I got here, I'd start to figure it out. But the biggest hurdle you'll ever encounter is getting from America to Japan. Once you're here, it's going to blossom. So don't shit on English teaching, and in the sense of I don't want to do it. It can help you get here. Then once you're here, the jobs that I noticed that you don't necessarily need so much Japanese are more related to IT and digital marketing, these types of jobs. If you're very talented and very skilled, you can get by with I'm not sure if you're familiar, but there's a ranking system of Japanese. N1 is the highest and N5 is the lowest. If you're about N3, you can go ahead and get a job at like a tech company as long as you have the skills. Because I have a friend who's escaped Venezuela, and he's 34.
Venezuela.
Venezuela. This kid is the fucking man. He escaped Venezuela, and now he's making 120 grand as a digital marketer.
Jesus Christ.
In Tokyo, and he's sending money back home to his mom in Venezuela and keeping her alive. And his Japanese is not fluent. He's about N3, N2, in between there.
So there are rankings. Okay.
So that would be the biggest thing is
just get to the island, dude. Get to the island.
Yeah, IT, tech, digital marketing, and then use teaching to get to the island. Once you're here, you'll be fine.
Excellent. Very good answer. Thanks for the calls, Anatos. And I think our draft is coming up here in a couple of weeks, so we'll certainly talk then. Yeah, listen, Jonathan, this was a spectacular episode, man. So much so, like I said, I'm going to take this. I'm not going to put this behind the paywall. Thank you for making time for us tonight. I know it's what is it, like 9 o'clock in the morning out there, 8 o'clock in the morning out there right now.
Yeah, it's October.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. It's October 24th, 2027 or some old crazy shit like that. But seriously, man, thank you so much for coming on, man. This was a lot of fun, man. It really was very informative.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry about coughing earlier, and sorry if I rambled on, but
no. Listen, that's what we want. We want the rambling. I'm a rambler too. That's why I have a show.
Okay. Well, yeah, thanks. As always, I see part of my last job was to identify talent, and I can see talent in you, Donovan, and I see this show. This show is only going one direction, and it's not down. So I'm just happy to be part of it early in the the beginning stages of it.
Listen, you're welcome to come anytime, brother.
Thank you so much.
We'll talk soon, man.
All right, man.
Jonathan from Modern Life Dating, joining us for an unbelievable episode, man. That guy just dropped rock solid knowledge, man. That was honestly, man, that was probably one of the best episodes that I've had on this show, because a lot of guys want to get out of America and they don't really know how. And I think shows like this definitely help men on that journey. So this is going to be absolutely free on Patreon. It's going to be I'm going to take it from behind the paywall, and so we're so anybody listen, I'm going to leave this up on YouTube. I'm going to leave this up on Twitter. It's definitely going to be all good in that regard. So I'm certainly happy to do that. Let me actually just make sure. I think I'm still streaming on. Yeah, I'm still streaming on Twitter. So that is make sure everything is good there. God, technology is great, isn't it? Excellent. Okay, so everything is still good to go on Twitter. But again, thank you to Jonathan from Modern Life Dating. Listen, hit modernlifedating.com, man. This guy knows how to triple your Tinder. The guy's got rock solid red pill game. Listen, Redfield 07 says he's got to listen to it again. Yeah, this is an episode that you're going to definitely want to bookmark so that you can listen to again and again. That's going to do it for this episode of TSR Primetime. My thanks to all of my callers. Shout out to Xanatos Clutch for calling in a little bit earlier. Thank you to the Mod Squad. I will see you guys tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Have a good evening.